To begin, I would like to extend my gratitude for your visit to my channel. If you would like to receive additional information, please subscribe and follow my channel. During the past 4 years, Paul Heyman has been a rock by swearing his unshakable commitment to the Roman reign, allegiance, as well as acting as the wise one with. The setting is set for the monumental return of Reign, ready for Heyman's return to his hometown as he is intended to become a member of the original tribal. On the other hand, Chief Paul might have a far more weight of duty resting on his frame, this time as Roman was able to provide him with a covert operation on Raw, that for the fact that it was the leader of the table who came back to teach Solo. Learn a lesson and reclaim the throne for yourself. That was his, the game of numbers, which he owned. Roman, the odds have been piled against him. It would appear like Reigns is standing by himself in his combat against the bloodline, that he would eventually demand the precise same thing from his estranged brothers, ones whom he had previously referred to as relatives, in order to forge his own troops to announce the beginning of a war. A fair argument can be made against C's faction. Possibilities that he would send a message you, Paul Heyman, till the evening of Monday in the midst of a trip in an effort to make amends with his old man could be asked to serve as Reigns' right-hand man. Stop by Juso and bring some light to the situation in light of all that has been going on in the past. In the vicinity of the bloodline currently, from a Solo, from the dishonest descent of the sea to the formation of a brand new ancestral lineage of the pioneering tribal chief, able to communicate with the master of the universe, looking for assistance in his continuous struggle with the opposition of Solo Sikoa and his group. There is a possibility that the Wiseman will go to Raw, play a role in the process of healing the elderly. Wounds and reunions bring together those who have been separated. It has the potential to eventually pave the way, paving the path for Juso to make his return to SmackDown, having Roman Reigns reunited with his former partner. This could be the previous right-hand man, who is now the initial step towards the much-anticipated re-establishment of the original lineage of relatives. In the time leading up to the much-anticipated Civil War, Roman is the faction that is between Reigns and C. It's possible that Reigns has disclosed his ultimate objective for his return to WWE ever since until now. Immediately after that, Roman Reigns went on hiatus. His solitary Sikoa has suffered a loss at WrestleMania XL, deceitfully seized an advantage in his position to have gained command of the ancestry tree, besides the fact that he occupied. Although he was the leader of the Samion faction, he further asserted his position as the new tribal, with Reign making her return to WWE at the time of. Apparently, he has disclosed his identity to SummerSlam, the final objective that led to his successful, the person who is at the head of the table. It would appear that he came back to re-establish his role as the Native American tribe's first chief and to bring the legacy of the Ayla back to life. Because of his absence, that Solo Sikoa became polluted in. The former undisputed WWE champion is included. The return of the Universal Champion in search of the punishment that Sikoa will give him for betraying him, as well as his nefarious determination to destroy the Roman family's repute in the Unwai family. According to appearances, Reigns' primary goal is to take the Star, who is 31 years old, off the hook. Coveted throne that was rightfully his. It is possible that it is only a matter of time before there is a major civil war that breaks out on SmackDown. These rumblings could be heard in the surrounding area. Each and every mood on WWE Raw was characterized by a landscape. Supporters were ecstatic as they eagerly anticipated it. A consequence of the premiere of SummerSlam was accompanied by the head of the Bloodlines, which is a common entry. With his imposing appearance, Roman Reigns supreme demanded respect and attention. But despite this evening, there was a distinct difference seen in the Air Reigns, which are typically surrounded by the one-by-one USOs, and Solo Sikoa made their appearance. His family members' absence increased his interest in the WWE's instant curiosity among its members. What was the universe's location? And what was Roman expecting to happen as Reign? It was situated in the middle of the ring. With a microphone in hand, the crowd erupted in applause. A combination of alcoholic beverages and cheers bathed in Roman. There was no sign of betrayal in his way of speaking. He took the microphone and brought it up to his lips. A voice that was like a dagger that slashed through the noise. I am aware of what each of you is pondering. Ruler up. I started walking slowly. Where are my shoes? Who is the smart one, cousins? Where is the solitary one? The chorus was the response that the crowd gave a man. With a murmur, the tense atmosphere in the stage, Roman, it is obvious that they are far away, kept pausing to give the words some time to sink in. They are looking after their family in this enterprise, but the sage man is currently on a high. Everyone was captivated by this statement's goal. Caught off guard, the unwaveringly devoted Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, had been established as the Ciliary, off on a secret errand. But the question is why and to what extent did this mission have a specific purpose? Backstage, the covert mission gets underway. Paul. It was observed that Paul Heyman was leaving the arena. Briefcase in hand, he exuded the same standard of a look of lack of confidence in place of one of quiet, determined. It was obvious that whatever the case may be, the assignment that Roman had given him was about the greatest significance, something that has the potential to shift the power dynamic in the equation. Immediately as Heyman fled the arena, WW cut the show to a section that had been pre-recorded. Heyman was being driven to an event in a stylish black SUV. Sight that is under wraps. The camera began to focus on his face, and for a brief period of time, there was a little moment of uncertainty was immediately replaced by his resolve that is indicative of the automobile that pulled up. At the entrance to a nice hotel, Heyman walked out. Out his eyes, he appeared to be surveying the environment. When he was looking for someone, he went into and climbed to the top of the hotel using the elevator. His mood was stiff, and he had a floor. When he arrived to the penthouse, he was under control. With a tiny jarring sound, the door was slightly ajar. Heyman took a big breath and pushed it open so that entered the confines of a gathering with an elderly opponent sat inside the penthouse residence. No one was able to sit comfortably on a leather couch. With the exception of Brock Lesnar, the Beast, manifested looked up at his facial expression. The sight of Lesnar, which was sent, was unreadable. Shockwaves that coursed through the WWE. In the universe, what was Heyman doing in this location? He is ready to get back together with his former. He was greeted by his voice by his customer, Paul Lesnar. Brutal, but slightly tinged with a sense of the familiarity, a response from Brock Heyman, who nodded. He moved his body slightly as he neared the couch. A high level of tension existed between the two men. On the other hand, there was a peculiar feeling of camaraderie that originates from years of collaboration and cooperation. Victory Lesnar made a motion for Mon to participate. Each of the two men sat down and looked at the other. In complete silence for a brief period of time, Mon, the quiet was broken. On behalf of I am here today. In the beginning, Roman Reigns started selecting his. With great attention to detail, he has a proposition for. It is evident that you, Lesnar, lifted an eyebrow. Something that piqued my interest. What leads you to believe that I might be interested? Anything that Roman Reigns has to say about it. Heyman elongated his posture.